Jamal hated God. Not quietly, not passively. He hated him with a fire that burned deeper than any prison sentence. To Jamal, God was a cruel joke, a cosmic figure who watched silently as his childhood crumbled. His mother died when he was 10. His father drank away the pain. And Jamal, he learned to fight before he could write. Every punch he threw, every wall he broke, it was really God he was swinging at. So when the judge said 20 years, Jamal didn't flinch. He was already in a prison long before the bars came. One day, a chaplain gave him a Bible. Jamal didn't thank him. He ripped out Genesis and lit it on fire. He laughed as the flames danced. "If God's real," he shouted, "why did he let my mom die?" But there was no answer. Just the crackle of burning pages and the echo of his own pain. Months passed. Years blurred together, fights, isolation, nights without sleep, days without purpose. And then, one night, he sat alone, staring at nothing, whispering the question that had haunted him his whole life. "God, are you even real?" The next morning, Jamal met a man, not a preacher, not a guard, a janitor. He was different. He didn't quote verses, he didn't judge, he just smiled. And every day, as he cleaned the floor outside Jamal's cell, he said one thing: "God's not done with you, son." It was just a sentence, a whisper really. But in the silence of Jamal's soul, it planted something. A question. What if God wasn't the enemy? What if he was the only one who never left? Weeks later, Jamal walked past the prison chapel, and for some reason, he stopped. He stepped inside, sat in the back, said nothing. But for the first time, he listened. The preacher spoke of a man named Saul, a murderer, a persecutor, a man who hated God until God met him in a place of darkness and turned him into Paul, a man of grace. Jamal's heart beat faster. Was that even possible? That night, Jamal whispered a prayer. Not polished, not religious, just real. "God, I don't know if you hear me, but I'm tired, I'm angry, I need help." And in that moment, something shifted. Not the walls, not his sentence, but his soul. A flicker of peace, for the first time in decades. Jamal began to read that same Bible he once burned. This time, slowly. The words weren't just ink on a page, they were water to his dry soul. He saw Moses, a stutterer who led nations, David, a broken king who cried in caves, and Jesus, a savior who hung with criminals and wept with the hurting. It didn't feel like religion, it felt like relationship. Something in Jamal changed. The guards noticed, so did the inmates. He wasn't angry anymore, he wasn't hard, he was soft, not weak, but open. He started leading Bible studies. He listened to others' pain. And for the first time, he forgave, not just others, but himself. Jamal became a shepherd in a place full of wolves, not perfect, not proud, just real. He told everyone, "I hated God until I met him here, right here, in prison." And those words hit deep, because everyone there knew what it was like to feel forgotten. But Jamal reminded them, Jesus goes where people are broken. After 18 years, Jamal stood before the parole board. He didn't beg. He didn't blame. He spoke truth. "I came here angry. I leave here changed, not because of a program, but because Jesus met me in this prison." There was silence. And then one word. Parole. Granted. Jamal didn't run. He walked. Slow. Steady. Like a man who knew where he was going. He had spent years behind bars. But now he was free. Not just legally, spiritually. Today, Jamal helps others. Young men who hate the world, who hate God. He sits with them, listens to them, tells them the truth. God isn't afraid of your anger. He already knows your pain, and he still wants you. Jamal's story is not rare. It's the story of every person who's ever screamed at the sky and heard nothing back, until one day, they realized the silence wasn't absence. It was mercy. God doesn't shout over our pain, He waits in it. And when we're ready, He speaks. He hated God, but God never hated him. He cursed heaven, but heaven still reached down. Because grace doesn't wait for permission. It walks into prisons and breaks chains you can't see.